Hello again everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're having a little look at the new FSLabs A321neo in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So wherever you are in the world, hit like, hit subscribe, share your thoughts down in the comments section below. We're going to do a little ferry flight up to Birmingham from Stansted Airport here on the VATSIM network.
November is currently joining the ILS 2000 right, switching on this hour.
And I'll be sharing my thoughts with you all in relation to this new product release that's out for msfs 2020 and 2024. So by far, this aeroplane has got, as we saw from the live stream the other day, the most inquisitive or most seamlessly combined GSX integration, as you can see. But I do find the tablet a little clunky in comparison to, say, the Phoenix
Malaysian
version.
329neo, please report speed.
It's got a new radio panel in order to match that of the one in the real A320neos. And we've got Hoppy ACAS integration as well. Setting up the flight plan is nice and easy. We can, once we've done something through SimBrief, we can go ahead and request that data. Like so, and if you want to as well, you can pop in your crew details. Like so. You can also request refueling via GSX, or if you want a quicker option, you can go into the OFP data and set it to instant. And what it will do is take your OFP and it'll instantly load your fuel. There's a couple of options for you there. By the way, whenever you press print, if you've got an active printer connected to your computer, a physical printer, it will print your default device.
The refueling truck is on its way.
So a lot of the GSX integration happens in the background.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
And you can also board instantly as well if you wish. Like so. You can set boarding at specific times, so you can board it straight away. You can request the catering trucks however you want. You can do all this inside the tablet as well, using that services tab for the GSX integration if you wish. Depending on your winds, those of you who saw the Hamilton Island stream from Saturday the 21st of June, you'll see the actual fan blades spinning away quite actively with that almost 35, 40 knot headwind that we had flying in on that stream. Going to go ahead and prep the aircraft for a departure here at Stansted. We're on VATSIM and tracking a flight via ElevateX, which is an awesome free bit of software as well for tracking your flights, similar to Volanta. And I'll see you guys once we prep for pushback. We'll pop the tablet back on, have a look at the services tab, so we should be ready to go. Continue pushback, lovely job. Stansted ground, Chanix 90165, stand 72 left, west push start.
Chanix 90165, stand 72 left, push start approved.
Push start approved, Chanix 90165. Okay, part brakes off, light signs. So these are the Leap 1A32s, they're also working on the Pratt and Whitneys as a option
X-ray, taxi holding
for this
point
aeroplane.
Romeo 1,
the new Airbus kind of SOP across all the
via
airlines. Some
Bravo,
airlines just
Hotel
do two
and
first,
Romeo.
then one. it's not now all just one first then
Copy,
two.
holding point Romeo 1 by
Which
Romeo
is simpler.
22.
So ignition mode start,
Runway 22,
aircon
sorry,
comes
Bravo,
away,
so Romeo 4 and F4 next year.
and then we monitor. You do have to kind of watch these because you might get issues with the start and sequence, bearing in mind this is all kind of an aircraft that is, quote, alive within the simulation. With maintenance, things do kind of wear as well on the aircraft. The more you fly a particular airframe and livery, the more that it might need some maintenance. And you can change the service-based failures depending on your own preference, so you can make them more frequent, you can turn it off if you wish. Rain on the windshield is wiped by the wipers, which is a cool feature, and if you go through a load of bugs you can end up with a dirty windshield with a load of bugs splattered all over it. It's quite an intense sector. I do like the way this handles on the ground.
Please set parking brakes.
I had a little issue because I was exploring the gravity gear extension, so we've now solved that. There's the ground pin. Basically fiddling with things just to kind of see how it's all simulated, and it is pretty cool. So engine 1 is good, engine 2's now on, stable, looking good. Takeoff trim down 0.4. You can align it via all of this here. So, after start, ignition mode norm, ground spoilers armed, flaps 1 plus F, rudder trims reset 0, that's all good, that's down, 4000 sets with the managed dots, speeds managed, QNH, overheads, APU off, it's an EasyJet into land, and we could do some control surface checks. My sensitivities for this, like a lot of the airliners with my hardware, is I think minus 0.8 or minus 0.7, and it makes it feel heavy, which is what you want. My big kind of takeaway from my experience at Gatwick back in March with Infinity Simwings. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's 3 videos in fact, with some discounts for those of you who live nearby and might want to experience it. Effectively, my biggest takeaway was how heavy it was to manipulate this side stick, something I hadn't really appreciated up to that point. Rightio, let's get the charts ready to go. Ground Chanex 90165, request taxi.
Chanex 90165, taxi holding point Sierra 1, runway 22 via Delta Hotel and Sierra.
Taxi open Sierra 1, runway 22 via Delta Hotel and Sierra, Chanex 90165. We're doing the Ottawa 1 Romeo departure today, so we've got a 10 knot headwind, 3 knot crosswind here at Stansted. When we get into Birmingham we've got a very tiny headwind of 3 knots but a crosswind variable of 11. Pedal disconnect I've got set to sticky, it's a really good feature. It should automatically disconnect when you set Lex or Toga, I believe.
EZ28 Stansted ground, good morning. Taxi
I'm in the habit of kind of actually physically clicking that button
by
myself.
Yankee, Julia and Bravo.
Unfortunately no wing flex on this, comparable to what Phoenix for example offer with the really nice wind flex simulation and other companies developing other aircraft. So that's something I would like to see them sort out in the future, because that is quite important. A lot of us, including myself, love a wing view, and it is important that gets kind of created faithfully. Another big takeaway, one thing that I really like is the way they've done the emissives with this.
Channel 90165, contact London Control 127.105. Kuwait.
Contact London 127.105, Chanix 90165. Thanks, have a good day.
907 request 23240.
Yeah, as I was saying, the
Easy 97.
MSFS brake bug got me
Not
going.
gonna happen. You need to stay at flight level 230.
Very, very impressive set of emissives at night with strobe effects bouncing off the airframe and clouds. That's very good to
London,
see.
hello, Logan to hotel arrival when ready. Descend flight level 250 to be leveled by Logan.
And interior, very good sounds. Exterior sounds in flight, not so good. Pretty much non-existent, in fact. But on the ground, the
Lumax 1
exterior
Alpha, report
sounds
your
quite
passing
nice.
altitude. Climb now, flight level 160.
Climb level 160 and we are passing now 2,600 feet.
Shuttle 12 hotel, climb flight level 170.
170, Shuttle 12 hotel.
Virgin 7 Bravo, contact London 133.705. Virgin 7 Bravo.
Easy 907 stepping out of the cockpit for 5.
Roger.
London, good morning, Chanix 9165, so that's Stansted holding Sierra 1 ready.
Chinook 9165, hello, behind the departing Ryanair 737 from Sierra 1, line up runway 22 behind.
Find the departing Ryanair traffic, line up and wait 22 behind Chanix 9165.
Ryanair 47 X-ray, the wind 24011 knots, runway 22, clear takeoff.
TARA is set. Strobes.
Alpine 84 Tango Echo, report your indicated airspeed.
Say again, 84 Tango.
Alpine
keep
84
speeding
Tango
as we
Echo,
are.
report your indicated airspeed.
300 knots or 0.66 Mach.
Roger. Easy 97. Shuttle 12 Hotel, climb flight level 280.
One out 280, Shuttle 12 hotel.
Control, Easy 91 Juliet Tango for 163 inbound Honolulu.
Easy 91 Juliet Tango, hello, climb flight level 310.
Climb 310, Easy 91 Juliet Tango.
Nice full length
Shuttle
departure.
12 Hotel, resume navigation direct Leicester.
Direct to Leicester, 412 hotel.
London, good afternoon. Lufthansa 6 Lima Juliet 780 inbound Cape.
Lufthansa 6 Lima Juliet London, hello, Logan to hotel arrival when ready, descend flight level 250 to be level by Logan.
Lufthansa 6 Lima Juliet, Logan to hotel arrival when ready, descend to 50
It's
level
very
Logan.
easy to handle on the
Lufthansa
ground,
6
this.
Lima Juliet.
Easy 97.
Now with the brakes, I'll hold it on the brakes and I'll disconnect the pedals now, so we've got full rudder use. We'll still get a tiny
Easy
bit.
9165, runway 22, clear takeoff, wind 24011 knots.
We'll take off Chanix 9165.
Ryanair 47 X-ray, report your passing altitude, climb flight level 110.
You can still get a bit of deflection from the nose
Ryanair
wheel
47
by a couple
X-ray,
of
report your
degrees.
passing altitude,
until you
climb
get
flight
rudder
level
authority.
110. Alpine 84
Flex,
Tango Echo,
just gotta work
contact
on key
Amsterdam
lines with
134
Flex SRS runway now,
375.
speeds live, power set.
Amsterdam 134, decimal 375,
100 knots.
Alpine 84 Tango X-ray, thank you for the AC, good day.
Easy
My
97.
detents need a little bit of expansion. Do that in the MCD pretty easy.
V1.
Rotate V2. Onto the tail strikes. Nice, easy, smooth rotation.
Graham
3
36
degrees per
Whiskey
second.
Tango, welcome to
Positive rate,
Birmingham,
you're
taxi,
up.
standard choice.
30 on my side. Graham 56.
Easy 146 Charlie, contact
Very
London
good to have
133.705.
133.705, he's on 46 Charlie, thank you, service.
Ryanair 771, when ready, descend flight level 200, level by Elvos.
When ready to descend flight level 200, reach Elbow.
200, level by Elvos.
Very
Blue Max 1 Alpha, start your
Right.
climb now please, flight level 160.
Climbing now, Blue Max 1 Alpha. We were following the SID.
So in the UK, when you're given a climb, you can disregard all of the restrictions on the system.
Roger, thank you very much for the information, Blue Max 1 Alpha.
Autopilot 1.
Ryanair 47 X-ray, squawk 7202, climb flight level
your in-flight
110.
brochure. You can
Perhaps
also purchase a selection of hot beverages
And
together
that's
with
set as
drinks
well. It's
and
running, I
snacks
think, a British
from the
Airways
hot
Ryanair 47
With
X-ray.
do with any Jet
payment
2
in
one. I'd like to see a Jet
euros,
2 one
most major
included,
currencies
so
and
some of the livery
debit or
packs could be
credit cards.
expanded with this,
The
but it
correct
is nice how
change
it
would be
works.
greatly appreciated. And if we
Shanx
can be of any further
9165,
assistance,
report your
then
passing
just
altitude,
ask us as
climb
we
now,
join
flight
you.
level 120.
Passing 3,500, climbing now, flight level 120, Chanix 9165.
Easy 97.
ID97 is in the cockpit.
Easy 97, thanks. Report your indicated airspeed.
Currently cruising at Mark 711.
So until September, they're running a
German cargo
discount.
83
I
Romeo,
think somebody said it was
descend flight
$10, but there's no mention on the website what it is. It just says there is a
Cargo
discount if you
Romeo.
own the A321ceo from FSLabs and you buy the 321neo from FSLabs, you get a
Ryanair
discount.
771.
The drain system is really quite good.
Ryanair 771, descend flight level
I do
200,
find
level
this
by
a bit
Alpha.
heavy on performance.
Flight level 200,
heavier
level
than,
by Elbow.
Phoenix products, to be fair. But I'm thankful that I've got such a powerful rig, meaning that I can run it without too many difficulties. It is $69.95
Victor London,
plus
good
VAT,
morning. Squawk 7703,
depending on
descend flight level
whereabouts you
80.
are in the world. But that's a currency of your choice, through 10,000.
Speedbird 476, descend flight level 160, level by Sabre.
Descending 160 level by Sabre 476.
As we said, it's a super short hop today.
Easy 9165, it's the Hemel 1 Bravo arrival, route direct to Welland.
Hemel 1 Bravo, direct well in Chanix 9165.
Ryanair 47 X-ray.
Nice little shortcut with the direct 2. And right now, so I Birmingham 110-1, inbound course 146, that looks good. There's the Honley VOR as well.
Blue Max 1 Alpha,
Added
there is nothing further, continue with your
some
Unicom, goodbye.
fix rings.
Over to Unicom, Blue Max 1
So
Alpha.
we'll
1 to
go
play. Ciao.
Birmingham
Easy 93 Hotel, descend flight level 80.
Saturday 80 in 1910.
Ryanair 771, contact London 133.705.
Answer 2705 again.
Speedbird 576 Lima, contact London 133.705.
We could pop in extended centre line if we want to on both ends, so 326 for the opposite direction.
Shuttle 12 Hotel, contact London 133.705. 133.705, Shuttle 12 Hotel, good morning.
London, good morning, Chanix 73 Echo Delta, climbing flight level 1902 Tucson.
So Birmingham
73 Echo
15
Delta,
for the
hello, flight
runway,
level
8 miles,
310.
4 miles,
Flight
and
level
2 extended
310,
centre
Chanix 73 Echo
lines.
Delta.
120 level at a low cruise.
KLM 70 Yankee, when ready, descend flight level 230, level by Rexa.
When ready, descend flight level
I think
230,
we've got
level
full
by
ATC all the
Rexa.
way.
KLM 70 Yankee.
Information Charlie at Birmingham. Manchester
Lufthansa 6 Lima
75.
Juliet, descend flight level 160, level by Sabre.
Lufthansa 6 Lima Juliet, descend 160.
Variable winds 170 to 250 degrees. UNH 1012, 21 degrees.
I've got 1 golf radio check.
I've got 1 Golf, hello, readability 5.
They're going to be working on the Pratt & Whitney sort of geared turbofan type engine options.
Shannon 53 Victor, you've gone through your cleared level. Climb
with
flight level
this.
80.
We've got the LEAP 1A 30, 32 and 33 engines included already. There's auxiliary tanks or additional centre tanks for those who want to do extended range, mirroring kind of the A321neo LR.
Wanted to
transcontinental trips, for example.
Thank you, H3 Romeo.
Soft go around
Hotel,
features,
but there's nothing further. Continue with
runway overall protection system, which is really good. We used that into Hamilton the other day, and we heard that, so definitely go back, check out that midpoint of that live stream on Saturday 21st of June for that, if you want to see it. Electronic tail bump protection, flare law,
Shark 53 Victor,
very, very, very
immersive
045.
system depth with this.
045,
Shannon 9165, when ready to send flight level 90.
When ready to send flight level 90, Channel 9165.
Right, unfortunately, actually with you, flight level 140.
Just going back onto the geared turbofan Pratt & Whitney update that's going to follow in the future, that is going to be a free update. And there's also kind of the Airbus cabin flex versions, like the versions that British Airways have got, which is the A321-251NX. And they've got the kind of extra overwing exit doors on each side of the aircraft. That way they can kind of offer a slightly higher density.
All stations, landing control is closing. There is no further ATC. Continue with Unicom 122.8. Good morning. Afternoon now.
So, if you like the de-icing effects on aircraft, or winter ops for example, they've simulated snow and ice build-up on this as well, and with the isofluid being sprayed on the aircraft you get that shimmering effect from the glycol kind of mixture that they put on it. But that also means that depending on what the weather scenarios are, the aircraft then will respond differently based on the condition of the airframe. So if you've got ice build-up, then that will obviously change. For that little extra added bit of realism. For those of you who like to fly kind of longer routes or busy routes, you can also fly offsets for flexible route planning, step altitudes for the efficient cruise management in flight, and you can also set up a required time of arrival in the MCDU, so the aircraft will calculate how it needs to manage kind of speed and things for precise times of arrival. Constant Mach function is a feature in this, as would be expected. It's also a feature in the Phoenix aircraft, and it can do RMP AR approaches, which we actually did into Hamilton Island live. Gave that a go using fun approach modes, for example, as well. So highly accurate navigation for challenging approaches. Innsbruck could be one of those as well, for those nice complex high terrain, high altitude RMP RNAV approaches. GPS jamming is also a feature which is pretty cool. Yet to find it, but if you're flying into places like Larnaca, you can get a lot of GPS jamming in there, so you will end up having to kind of fly with alternate modes, IRS modes and things, and maybe tracking VORs instead of using GPS to navigate until the jamming ends and the aircraft kind of identifies where it is in the world again. So that offers a bit more of a realistic test of pilot skill. Not sure how they render in the GPS jamming. I don't know if it's linked to any live databases or anything like that, but I'll be curious to see that in action in the future, and I will try it at some point in the future just to see what happens. And like we said at the very beginning, circuit breakers on the back here, most of them are kind of simulated and operational, so if you pull them, pop them, then it'll affect elements of the aircraft as well. The MEL is a big one, we mentioned that at the start. So that tech log, it basically mirrors real world commercial aviation and the aeroplane flying with a little bit of wear and tear and a few things that might not be operative or as operative as they should be, but still are allowed to be flown with that defective item. So that just adds a little bit of dynamic kind of life to the aeroplane. But with that, it also has a complex setup of failures within the aeroplane too. St. Elmo's fire is also a feature. Again, Very rare that you probably end up seeing it, but we'll keep our eye out. I'm curious to know if any of you do come across it, and I'd love to see your screenshots if you do. And as we mentioned before, the windscreen wipers do work, and icing is a big factor with this. So if you go and park it somewhere very cold like Siberia in the winter, you'll notice ice begin to build up around the aircraft and the on the airframe, which is pretty cool. You can insert holds, again as you would expect, and it will compute the hold required for those waypoints using Navigraph Nav Data if you've got that installed. If not, then it will still calculate it using the nav data that you have in the sim via, say, like the Asobo database. And as we make our way in, we go to the AOC menu and we can select items within it that we might want for GSX when we get on the ground. So, for example, if we want to park at a specific gate, for example 56 Centre, we can request that below 10,000 feet roughly, and GSX will then kind of work itself out and go, right, you know what, we need to set up all of that as we get closer. You can pull in the arrival ATIS and things as well if you want to, and if you want to have a crew bus, then you can request that specifically too. And it's all just part of that general kind of more immersive experience that it offers. VNav, very accurate, very good. Again, as always, the caveat to that is making sure the data is correct. We're going to work our way towards Grove and just kind of observe the aeroplane entering a hold for the first time. It's something I've not experienced in this yet, so it'll be interesting to see how it actually activates and flies itself. We'll be doing that at, I think it was 7,000 feet. At 210 knots. We'll need to extend the flaps as we get a bit closer. We'll extend the slats, so we'll set flaps 1. And we have max 210 knots. We're getting a bit nose high, so we'll also extend to flap 2. So there's the hold at Grove, inbound course 103, and we're pretty much armed for the entry to it now, so we'll be able to go for immediate exit, but after that we have past Grove into a discontinuity before vectors to final approach. We need to be on the approach at 2,500 feet at about 10 miles. So we've got an 8-mile fixed ring, that's going to help with working out our radius. Birmingham's there on the display. So we will exit the hold. into heading mode. And we get a gentle descent. Track FPA works quite well as well. And the aircraft's put itself in approach mode already. It's pretty good. We'll keep the speed up. I'll just quickly clean the box up. "12 knots crosswind, 3 knot headwind. Variable winds, so it'd be quite choppy on approach. Birmingham traffic, Chanix 90165, A321neo with QNH 1012 descending 5,500. 2,500, heading 322 degrees west of the field, descending for the ILS runway 15. So all round, very impressed with what FSLabs have been able to create. It's a really nice, detailed, immersive package. It's very difficult to decide whether you wait for the A321neo if you're in that kind of thought process, or if you jump across to this and you get the A321neo. I don't think you can go wrong with either, so I'll leave that up to you folks to decide, but let me know what your thoughts might be down in the comments section below. I'm curious to hear what you think, as always. Set flap 3. Go gear down in just a mo. Birmingham traffic, Chanix 90165 is established ILS 15, 10 miles to land. Forward lights, light signs, icing as required, APU's off, car brakes off. That's all set. Missed approach altitude is set. There's the airfield. 30 knot crosswind currently. Glide slopes alive. Get down. Full flaps. Three green, landing bows no blue, flaps full of green. Winds are variable 160 degrees to 250 degrees with vicinity showers. 210 at 12 for the mean winds. And we'll reduce to final approach speeds.
1000.
This can do auto lands and all that kind of stuff as well, providing the airfield that you're flying into has the capability, that type of approach. We've got a 26 knot crosswind. I'll hand fly the aeroplane from now. Autopilot off. My controls. It hand flies very, very well.
$400.
23 knot crosswind. A little bumpy over the
100
trees.
above.
Little gusts.
Minimum
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
And touchdown. First green. So that slight overcorrection with the rudder there meant that my aircraft started to steer a bit more to the left than I otherwise would have liked. It does have a tendency to snap the nose wheel down, and I'm not a fan of that. That's something I think they can fix as well. 60 knots. Get rid of the reversers, my brakes. These are all things kind of in the early version that's just been released that can be solved, I'd like to think, pretty quickly. Tiller steering. 20 knots. That'll be okay for the turn. There we go. Nice to switch the APU on. 3 seconds over the hold points. And Birmingham traffic, Channex 90165 is vacated, runway 15 for Charlie 1, taxiing left Delta, right Victor stand 56 left. Flaps up, spoilers disarmed, let's get those modes off, we don't need those. Weather radar can come off. ATC modes, onto standby. So yeah, some improvements to be made, certainly with that ground effect, with the nose wheels snapping down. I can't remember, there was another aeroplane a little while ago that did the same sort of thing, but I'd much rather that than, you know, mega intense floating that we get in comparison on the Phoenix. That I find that very, very frustrating, whereas this behaves as you kind of expect it to. And on the balance, I think I'd rather have the nose wheel correct down quicker than I would like, compared to that big float that we've seen in the past. But again, like I said, it's very difficult to distinguish between the two. If you were looking to buy one of them and you're on the fence, then naturally it's very difficult to choose between two very good options. And I'm in no doubt that the Phoenix aircraft, the A321neo, when that does eventually appear, will be very good, but I don't know what how long that might actually take to be released. So it's also a question of whether or not you would like to wait as well, I suppose. There's 56 Charlie. Remember we prepped that on GSX earlier. That's all ready to go, and the APU's on, so we'll go 56 centre. We'll go yellow electric pump, engine 2 off. Being a bit overzealous with the ground steering as I'm clicking around doing lots of things. Got that marshaller there. That's on all idle. Parking brake is set. Diffuse on. Engine 1 master off. Beacon lights, signal signs are off. You can see now the aircraft is starting to sort itself out. The jetty is not in service, it seems, or the scenery today. So we've got steps. So once we get to a certain point, we've got the beacon and everything off, the aeroplane automatically goes into a GSX mode where it begins the disembarkation of the aircraft. With the scenery here at the moment, the jetties don't seem to work for me, so it's actually triggered steps automatically, which is quite good to see. Yeah, overwhelmingly very impressed with what they have to offer. How this will compare to the Phoenix A321neo, we have no idea. We don't know how long that's going to take to come either, but the big issue I've got with Phoenix by comparison is that super long ground float behaviour on their A321s that they still haven't solved, and it's quite frustrating. But this does everything you want it to, albeit $70 effectively plus VAT. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I think if you're looking for an A321neo package, you only need one, let's face it, and if you're not willing to wait for an undetermined length period of time, this is what you want to get. It doesn't have the shiny cabin like the Phoenix does, that's one kind of let down, nor the wing flex, but it's got a very complicated environmental system, flight management system, performance and flight characteristics, all the stuff you want in flight sim. As a core product, including kind of failures and service-based maintenance requirements too. So hit like, hit subscribe. I hope you found this video useful and enjoyable. The links are down in the description below if you want to check out the FSLabs website. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for flying. I'll see you next time. Take care.